And at the same time, what is it the patients are not going to buy from you? So what can we do to turn them on, and what can we do to turn them off, right? But first, let's take another look at this, because in addition to service and expertise, they're not getting service and expertise. In fact, if they're not training their patients, or if the online retailers aren't training them to walk in and ask you for the PD, this is how they're telling them to get it.
Hi there. Today we're going to learn how to measure your pupillary distance, or PD. PD is the distance in millimeters from the center of one pupil to the center of the other. This is really important because each lens has an optical center that needs to be placed directly over your pupil. Now this is really easy to do. All you need is a classroom ruler and a mirror. So let's get started. So you're going to want to look straight into the mirror and put the ruler over the bridge of your nose. You're going to put one end to where it aligns with your left pupil, and then measure the distance between your left and your right pupil. You're going to want to do this several times until you're happy with its accuracy. You can always ask a loved one to help you, or you can help someone else. Are you ready, Bob? Make sure they're standing still. Put the ruler over their nose and measure the distance from the center of the left pupil to the center of the right pupil. Your PD is 32. That's not in the normal range because you're a cat. Normal PD ranges for humans range between 57 and 65 millimeters, with the average falling about 63. Now sometimes your PD will be written as two numbers, say 63/61. The first number is your far distance, and the second number is your near distance. If you're ordering just single vision lenses, then you only need your far distance. But if you're looking at progressive or bifocal, then you'll also need your near distance. That's it. Good luck measuring. Bye.
So this is literally the crazy cat lady. I don't know if you've met her before, but in all seriousness, this is a real video. This is on iBuyDirect.com. This is what they're using to help train our patients on how to measure their own PD. So needless to say, there's definitely a gap in terms of the service they're going to get from us versus the service they're going to get from the online retailers. Some other interesting statistics that I thought I'd share with you from Zenni is that they're recommending all digital freeform lenses now. So when I went online and purchased a pair of progressive lenses, in fact, this is kind of a fun thing that you should just be aware of as well. Of all of the different online retailers that I purchased from, only one of them verified my prescription with my doctor. Warby required that I send in a copy of the prescription, or they offered to call and verify it. Not one of the other online retailers required that I send in a prescription. In fact, I just entered it in. So when I was done self-prescribing myself a progressive, this is what I ordered. So I got a frame, a 1.5 digital freeform progressive lens, standard AR, custom engraving. It allowed me to put the engraving on the temple, I engraved my name. And then taxes and shipping, all said and done, $41.80 out the door. When I got this, guess how many of all of the online retailers that I purchased from again? When I purchased progressive lenses, I didn't buy the progressives from Warby because they verified my prescription, and I'm not quite into a progressive, riding that line right now. But that being said, guess how many verified or required a seg height in order to order the progressives? Zero. This many. Not one of the online retailers asked for a seg in order to order the progressives. So when I got these, and I share this with you because I think this is important that we're helping create more informed consumers. If we have a progressive wearer who's going to walk and buy their glasses online, we need to make sure to help inform them of what they do and what they don't do with online retailers, right? Because when I got these, I got them back, and sure, when I first put them on, they look okay, but I have to do this in order to see in the distance. They don't, the seg height, they must just take the average of the B measurement and just try and center it roughly and hope it works. So needless to say, there's a significant difference in terms of what they're going to get versus what they're going to get from you. And when we talk about price, what I find is so interesting about Warby is that Warby's not the cheapest. In fact, you probably have packages and bundles that you have put together in your stores that compete with pricing on Warby, right? So when we talk about this whole convenience thing, then I have to look at that. And when we look at convenience, it's like, okay, well, is it really convenient to go online, try and find a picture where I'm looking straight and I have the right roughly size, and then I can go and virtually try on these frames. I pick 5, wait for those 5 to come to my house, try them on, hope one of those 5 works out, and then send it back, and then have them resend me back that completed pair of eyewear. Because for me, that's not really that convenient. But then again, What is Warby doing now? What have they figured out? They're opening stores. Check out this video.
So we launched Warby Parker selling exclusively online. For the first 3 years we were in business, 100% of our sales came through warbyparker.com. But we also experimented with different forms of physical retail, and it started off kind of with a showroom in Neil's apartment. So we laid out the glasses on his dining room table, and we had customers come in and try on the glasses, and we realized that they loved the experience. And so when we moved to New York, we did.
Did you hear that? They loved the experience. Straight from Warby, a company that started exclusively online is now opening brick and mortar. They're not the cheapest because they realize people love the experience. What if there was a way? What if there was a way, when we talk about this whole convenience factory, what if there was a way that they could come into your store for their eye exam, and then after their eye exam, they could walk out, maybe work with one other person in your office that they're comfortable with, that knows their history, and they could walk into a showroom, and they could look around, and they could browse, they could try on, they could touch and feel the eyewear. They could ask questions in person. What do you think? Wouldn't that be magical? That'd be so unique, right? Unbelievable! Because this is an advantage that we have had on online retailers for a really long time. The problem is that we get so caught up sometimes, and we get so busy, and we get stuck in ruts that we forget to stop and make those experiences remarkable. That we get so caught up that we end up just going through the motions, and then all of a sudden patients start to feel like they're being sold to. We're not working on that experience to make it fun, to buy, to shop. So we look at this, we have to ask ourselves that question. You don't have to answer it out loud, but we have to look at ourselves in each of our individual locations, and are we creating environments, and are we creating conversations with our patients and communicating them in a way that help them buy? These are some warning signs that there might be some selling going on in your location. These are things that you hear. So specifically, if you get a lot of price objections, or if someone walks in and says, you know what, save yourself the breath, I'll just have the same thing as last time. That was one of my favorites, right? Or, I only want what my insurance covers. I don't know, is that covered by my insurance? Or last but not least, your practice or your location just isn't as busy as it used to be. Because the practices that we're working with all over the country right now are busy and growing. There's a demand. People aren't holding back right now. So if you're finding that you're slower than normal, it's time to take a look at your location. Now, some of the things we're going to talk about today are going to require you to look at things a little differently, act a little differently, create new habits. So I wanted to make sure that everybody's ready to do something differently. So I'm going to have you pull out a piece of paper. This is the only time I'm going to make you work the whole time. In fact, I'm even going to send the notes to Alex so he can send these out to the whole group so you don't even have to take notes. Nobody's competitive in here, right? Me neither. I'm going to read to you a series of numbers. Write them down as quickly and accurately as you can. They don't even need to be neat. You don't have to turn them in. I'm going to trust you to be honest with me on what numbers. Jot down the numbers, like I said, as quickly as you can. In between, I'm going to ask you questions. Jot down the answer to the question. I'll keep it simple. I know it's morning and early. At the end, here's the hardest part. I'm going to be looking for cheaters. So when I say drop your pens, I need to see jazz hands. These are jazz hands, in case you haven't seen them. All right, sounds easy enough, right? That's the hardest part. On your mark, get set, 1,001, 10,347, 5,217, 778, 13, 1,241. Name a color, 5,699. 14,301, 622, 44,212. Name a piece of furniture. 321, 629, 55,401, 790, 89. Name a genius. 21, 570, 16, 1,330, Pens down. All right, wow, this side definitely had the most coffee. I love, she's not even doing jazz hands. She's just like, touchdown! She owned that exercise. All right, how many people think they got at least half of the numbers correct? All right, anybody think they got them all? Touchdown over here has them. All right. Touchdown, what's your name? Beth. Awesome, Beth. All right. Let's see how everybody did. If everybody could stand up for me. Only time I'm going to make you work this whole hour. Like I said, I'll even give you notes. All right. If you chose the color blue, have a seat. If you chose the color red, have a seat. If you chose the color yellow or green, have a seat. All right. What'd you pick? Black. Clearly one of my least favorite colors, too. Go ahead and have a seat. If you chose black, have a seat. What'd you pick? Purple. Great. If you chose purple, have a seat. Sir? Brown. Fantastic. All right. If everybody could stand up for me again, please. If you chose a chair, have a seat in it. If you chose a couch, a sofa, or even a davenport, have a seat. I know what a davenport is. If you chose a table or desk, have a seat. If you chose a bed, have a seat. Those are the two that were all day last night. What did you pick? A chest of drawers. All right, fantastic. And last time, if I could have everybody stand up for me. Okay, if you chose Einstein, have a seat. If you chose yourself, have a seat. You guys, this is not my first rodeo. I do this for a living. There's one in every group. Seriously, I've done this exercise with 5 people before, and there's always one. And Dr. Hamilton, would you pick?
I picked one.
I think you have something right here. All right. So, what does this tell us? Like, I mean, other than having a little bit of fun, get us moving, what did we do? Did we all think alike? I tried to force you. I mean, this is great that you guys took off the work and that you're here and you can think creatively about your businesses. So I tried to reverse that and force you back in your jobs. And when you get busy and you think analytically, boom, 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 it's very difficult to think creatively. When we talk about, we all tended to think about, the same. So when we talk about having to realize we need to be able to do something different if we want to achieve different results, we need to be able to think creatively about our businesses and the way that we communicate. Great businesses and great companies are built on new ideas and new ways of solving the same problems and the same challenges. We talk about patients coming in and wanting to buy from us, or patients coming in and wanting an eye exam. What can we do that's remarkable? What can we do that's different than everybody else in this room? And I love this example. So I tried to think of industry examples and fun things to share that we can see how people did that differently. Did you know that the shaving industry is a $3 billion industry globally? Yet I absolutely hate buying razor blades. Because for me, I travel for a living. So by the time I run out of a razor blade, then I've got to find something when I'm out of town. And then I'm trying to get there, and I'm trying to figure out which razor blade thingy matches whatever stick version that I have now. And then when you get there, you finally figure it out, they're locked up. So then you got to go find so-and-so who's texting his or her girlfriend. And it's just not a good process, right? And someone thought, just because this is the way that people have always done it, it doesn't have to be this way. And this is how he launched his company.
Hi, I'm Mike, founder of DollarShaveClub.com. What is DollarShaveClub.com? Well, for $1 a month, we send high-quality razors right to your door. Yeah, $1. Are the blades any good? No. Our blades are great. Each razor has stainless steel blades, an aloe vera lubricating strip, and a pivot head. It's so gentle a toddler could use it. And do you like spending $20 a month on brand name razors? 19 go to Roger Federer. I'm good at tennis.
And do you think your razor needs a vibrating handle, a flashlight, a back scratcher, and 10 blades? Your handsome-ass grandfather had 1 blade and polio. Stop paying for shave tank you don't need. And stop forgetting to buy your blades every month. Alejandro and I are going to ship them right to you. We're not just selling razors, we're also making new jobs. Alejandro, what were you doing last month?
Not working.
What are you doing now?
Working.
This train makes hay.
Stop forgetting to buy your blades every month and start deciding where you're going to stack all those dollar bills I'm saving you. We are DollarShaveClub.com, and the party is on.
'Is there anybody that's seeing this for the first time? This is the way he launched his company. This is hard to believe, but look at this. March 6th of 2012 was when this video came out. It's hard to believe. And what's interesting, if you have seen this before, what you might not know is, like I said, this is how he launched his company. He spent $4,500 to produce this video, most of which was to rent that warehouse. That wasn't even his warehouse. If you Google that and YouTube it, there's like orange juice boxes and other random things in the back, so it's not even his. The other interesting fact about this is it went viral within hours of it being launched, and in fact crashed YouTube's servers. They had it back live as quickly as possible, and within the first 48 hours, he had 12,000 orders. And within the next 2 weeks, he had another 12,000 orders. People love this. And the other two competitors, when it first came out, they went, "Oh, that's so cute, you made a video." And they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything differently. Like online retailers, right? Are we gonna just ignore them? They didn't do anything. They just ignored it and thought, "Oh, it'll figure itself out." But then people continued to like doing things differently. And Dollar Shave Club started taking some major market share. All of a sudden they had Gillette's attention. Then Gillette, like a lot of other big companies, the first thing they did was they grabbed all of their creative people. They called all of their agencies. They called all their suits, all their C-level executives. They put them in a room and they said, "Okay, quick. We've got to do something to compete with Dollar Shave Club. We have to have an answer. We've got to do something. We don't want to lose any more market share." Do large companies move quickly? No, there was nothing quick about this process. In fact, over a year in the making, Gillette worked on how to compete with Dollar Shave Club. Over a year in the making. And after a year, they finally came up with what their answer was. Are you ready for this? A year in the making. There it is. Some of you didn't even realize I changed the slide. But Gillette Shave Club, guess what they do? They mail razors to your house. Right? Mind blown. So I encourage you, some people say, "Sam, but what if we do something differently? Even if it's not about service. What if we still offer the best service, but some people just aren't willing to pay more? They're just not willing to wait as long. Maybe it's more convenient for them to go online because they don't want to pay for it." So I had to come up with another example, and I'm challenged to come up with another example. What can I buy in any city that I travel to? And with me, the more you'll get to know me, I really like food. So all examples come back to food somehow. So I thought, I can find a glazed donut pretty much anywhere I travel. I can find a croissant pretty much anywhere I travel.